Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Betty, owner and creator of Betty's Custom Designs here on YouTube, Etsy, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm trying to cover the glare from my light. I've already got my overhead light off because it glares on my glass mat. But when I'm gluing, I really need to have my glass mat down because I'm messy. I figured I would just bring you guys along today. I am trying to finish up this journal here so that I can get it in my Etsy store. And I've had a lot of questions about how I do the different pockets and the tucks and, you know, how I go about embellishing one of these journals. So that's what I figured I would do, is just bring you guys along for that. I will try and do a Photoshop tutorial later tonight. We shall see. Now what I want to do is I want to put something over the spine of this, and I'm just trying to see, and I'm just going to use the scraps that I have, and I think I like that. And so this is, you're going to see how I do these journals. There's no, I don't know, there's no like real method per se. It kind of, I guess, really depends on the mood that I'm in on the day that I go to do it. So I know that my journal is 7 inches high, so I want my, this little piece, I want it to be right at 7. I'm going to do it just shy of 7. I've got too much stuff out on my desk right now, so y'all may have to deal with the glare because I got to have room. So I'm just going to cut this, and I'm not going to cut it anymore because I want that length there. And so what I do, because my spine is 1.5 inches, but whenever you put the chipboard on the front and the back, it makes that spine, it's a little bit more than 1.5 inches. So again, I don't really measure or anything. I just go right here. I put it about where I'm going to want it to be setting, and then I'll mark it with a pencil, and then that's where I'm going to score it at. And that's just my cheat way of doing it. I'm sure there are other ways to do it that would probably be a little easier, but that's just my cheat way. And so then I just go and I place it on my scoreboard, and then I score it on those pencil marks there. Okay. And so before I go gluing anything, let me take this one bracelet off because it is making a ruckus. Before I go gluing anything down, I go ahead and fold it. Where is my bone folder? Let me just check it before I go doing the bone folder, which I probably should have checked it before I went and done it that thick, but oh well. Okay, so see, that's perfect. That's exactly how I'm going to want it to fit. So now I'm just going to take my bone folder, and I'm just going to really crease that real good. And you don't have to put the cover on these spines if you like the way that it looks with the signatures like that. You do not have to cover them. I just happen to, I prefer the covered look because I like the contrast that I get from the papers, from the different papers. And so you can put this down with score tape. I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac to put it down. Hopefully my Fabri-Tac is going to cooperate today because it has been in a bad mood the last couple of days. But it acts like it wants to cooperate today because it's scared of me today. It knew it did not want to mess with me today. So I hope everybody else is having a wonderful day. I'm having a good day now that I'm back in my craft studio. Work has just been, you know, the normal crazy work. Crazy, stressful, and you name it. And so I'm just getting it. I'm not going all the way down, as far down as it will go, but I am. And I'm just making sure that I have quite a bit of glue on it because I don't want it coming up. All right, I put the lid on that. Then I find my front, because I want the longer side to be in my front, because there was a little bit longer side. And so then I just kind of cup it like that, and then I just kind of set it down. And then I look, make sure everything's slid in place really good. And then after I decide that, okay, I like where everything's setting, then I just go through with my little glue spreader or my epoxy spreader, whatever you want to call this thing. And then I go right here and I go down. And that's going to spread the glue down to the edge, which is where I want it to go. And I'm just making sure that I've got it all spread the way I want to. I can feel some little pockets of glue under there that I want to get spread out to the edge there. And I just need to do the same thing on the back. And I'm just spreading it down and towards that outside edge. And if I don't have enough glue, I can always put a little bit more glue in there. And this is some Fabri-Tac I just have in a different bottle. I'm gonna see if it will cooperate with me tonight. And it is. I need to put some more acetone in this bottle too. Put acetone in the other one, was that last night or night before last? And that seemed to help it a little bit. So I'm just doing the same thing, just going down, squeezing down towards the edge. And then if there's any glue that comes out, I'll just mop it up. I have an avalanche over here. Okay, and that all looks glued down pretty good. Now the other thing I need to do is I always put the elastic in the back. So I am just going to get my big bite. I've got it on the biggest hole. And again, I don't measure. I just get it, I eyeball about where I think center might be. And I chomp it down. And let me get my eyelets out here. And I probably should go ahead and get my corner edgers out as well. So I'm going to get an eyelet. And these are the bigger ones. I don't know if I want to go with the bigger ones. I like those. So let me get 4 of these out. Maybe. And I don't know if I'm going to put one of these down or not. These are those little ring fasteners that you can hang stuff from in your journals. But I don't think I'm going to do one of those on this journal. So let's go ahead and get this in so we can get the big bite out of the way. So I'm just going to set this eyelet in place. This is how I do my elastic for my closure. And what did I do? Oh, you know what dummy done? I don't know what dummy done. Dummy didn't have it done right. The thing was halfway up. So let's try this again. I was showing you how not to set the eyelet. That's what I was doing. I hope y'all learned something. Okay, so now we have the eyelet set in place. Now I need to put my corners on. Let me see if I can find a... Find some pliers that don't have any, you can't have any kind of like the serrated edge or anything. They got to be the smooth, like jeweler's pliers. If they're not, you will mess this up when you go to put it on. And so I always put it on first, make sure that I like the way that it's going to fit. And then once I do that, I pull it back off and I put a little bit of glue. And you don't need much glue at all, just a little bit. It's just mainly to anchor it until, so I'm gonna slide that back in place again. And when I'm satisfied with where it is, then I'll just take my little pliers and I'll crimp it down. Okay. And see, there we have one corner protector on. So since I know that these are going to fit this book pretty good, I'm going to go ahead and just put the glue in. Again, it just needs just a little bit of glue, and it really doesn't need glue. I just prefer it to have the glue. It's just, you know, we all have those little things that we like. And that's just one of the little things that I like. Now, I do not ink these journals up. I don't do a lot of embellishment to these journals because I want these to be to where they can be personalized by the receiver. And when you do purchase one of my journals, I do have the inside envelopes. I have them full of stuff. And I will also include like a little baggie that has some of the, you know, if I had any of the leftover paper, the paper pack that I used, I'll put that in there. So I'll always try to add a little extra so that you can really personalize the journal to you. I'm just trying to get this. I had a little extra paper right there. Let me pull this off and lift this up just a little bit. Because I want to make sure I catch that little paper edge whenever I go to crimp this down. Just want to make sure that I've got it. And I'm going to just crimp it down real good. Okay, I like the way that's looking. And again, these corners are not something you have to do. I like the way that it gives it a finished look, but I also feel like it does protect my corners, because I know in my books and my journals before I started using these, that seems to be the spot that would wear the absolute quickest. So that's why I do like to put them down, because I really want the journals, I want them to last a long time for whoever gets them. Okay, I'm just making sure that everything's in place the way I want it. So now I can start to embellish. Now, one thing I normally do is on the front inside is I do my little crazy pocket, I guess is what you would call it. And so we're going to do that one in this one. And I am just looking to see what paper I want to use. And I think I'm going to use this one. And so these are, again, these are just some of the leftovers from whenever I was making the journal. I normally just typically use that, and I don't have to use anymore. So to do these journals, it's 7 full sheets of the 12 by 12 paper. And so I will fold up a little bit. And again, I don't measure anything. I will fold up a little bit because I want to make this into like a pocket right here. Okay, so I can go ahead and do this because I know I want it at that length. And then I can come right here, and I'm going to do it about right there. So again, I don't measure anything, not when it comes to that. I want it to come down low enough that I can put something on that bottom flap to work as a little closure. And then I'm going to chunk my corners. I do like my corners chunked. And the other thing I'm going to do is I am going to put just a little tiny bit of a pull right here. Not much, because it doesn't need much. So that's all I'm putting. Okay. Now I can actually tape this on down. And I'm going to use my score tape because the score tape will hold it just fine. And I won't be losing any part of the pocket by my glue running, or, you know, I don't glue straight. I'm like Miss Edith. I can't dry my glue straight. So I'm just using this 1/8 inch score tape just to make sure. Okay. And so I can go ahead and close this pocket up. And I'm just getting the backing off of that tape. And then I'm going to press that down. Okay, so we already have a pocket. Now the next thing I do want to do is I like something to flap around. So we have a couple of different options here. Too wide, and I don't really want to cut it right. But that blue would look good, wouldn't it? I think I'm going to trim this off a little bit so that it will work, because I do want that blue. So let me just trim this just a little bit. And I'll just knock the little cutter thing out. God only knows where it went. So we will put this one up for now. And we will get this one out. That's the thing. You gotta always have something, you know, always be ready. Alright, so I don't want to cut a bunch of it off. I think I want maybe about right there. That should work. Now, the next question is, do I want to use this whole thing, or do I want to cut some of it? And I think we're going to use the whole thing. So let's do this. I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to fold this because this is what's going to anchor it onto this part here. All right, so I'm going to fold this and square that down, because that's going to go right here, just like that. Okay, so now I need to come right here, and I'm going to do a little fold just shy of the edge of that, and I'm not going to really fold it. I'm just going to like crease it just enough so that I know where I need to fold at. And now I'm going to fold that over. Now you guys can absolutely measure. It's probably the safest thing to do. I don't know. I just don't do it. Okay, so I'm going to open that. And I'm going to go not quite to this fold here. I'm going to keep it just a little shy. Okay. And then when I get that, I'm going to come back and fold it this way. And you guys will see in a minute, if it's not making sense to you already, it will. It just kind of, Okay, so now we have the fold this way, we have the fold this way, and now we can either fold this just a little bit and make a side tuck, which I think is what I'm going to do. And so I need to do the same thing here. I'm going to put this little pull in it right here. I'm going to round these corners. Maybe. Okay. And then I am going to get my score tape again. And that's what I'm going to use to put this down with. And again, I'm just going to get my little tool here and get this backing off. Maybe. I'm trying to do this with just my contacts in and not my glasses on as well. And I can't hardly see, but I'm trying. Okay, so now maybe you can see what we have here. So when you get it in your little pocket, it's going to be like this. This will be closed over, and we'll have something holding this down. So this will be in the book. You'll open this up, then you'll open this up, and then this up, and then this up. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to glue this down, but I also want to do tape on it. And I'm going to use my little bit wider score tape on this. And I'm just going to go right there along the edge with the score tape, because I'm going to put glue on the rest of it. And I need to go ahead and pull the little backing off, because if not, I'll just have glue all over me, which I still probably will end up with glue all over me, but at least I tried a little bit this time, you know, doing it like this. And so I'm just going to put some glue down. Pull this back around, pull this around. I'm going to close this because it should be fine. So I try not to get the glue at the edge. Then I'm going to take and I just kind of place it where I want it. Make sure I got it right where I want it. Then I kind of fold it down. And there we go. And so now we can open this up and get it all done good. Now, I do like to do one other little insurance, as I call it, because we are going to be putting stuff in and out of that back. It's going to have a lot of traffic or activity. So I am going to put a little bit of glue down here. It doesn't need to be a lot because the tape will probably be good enough, but I just want a little bit of insurance to make sure that everything's doing like it should. And then I'm just going to put that washi tape down. And you're not going to be able to see the tape because this is going to be glued or taped into the book. But it gives me that little bit of insurance to know that I've got that much protection against it. So now let's see what else we can do. I normally don't do that narrow of a band, but I'm thinking I might do that on that one. Oh, here's a thicker one. How about that? I think I like that. I do. So let me see, where do I want to cut it at? I want to do it like right there. Let me see if I can do it on this little bitty paper cutter. See if I can find my mark. Okay, let's see. I guess that was the scoring one. Let me turn it around. Well, at least I scored it where I know where it's at. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And I still can't see it. I think that's it. Let's try it. Let's see. Okay, so I am going to round the edges. Okay. And then I am going to get my score tape back out. And I think I want to do the wider one on this one too. And I'm just going to put some score tape at the top and the bottom. And what I'm probably going to do is after I get this front pocket done, I will do the rest of the envelope the journal on here, but I will probably speed it up. And then when I get to the last part there, I will slow it back down and show you guys the finished product, because it takes longer for me to decorate and embellish the journals than it does for me to actually make them. I don't know, we'll just see. I may just stop the video and finish embellishing it, but I wanted you to see this. This is the biggest one right here, is this front one, because you know that first impression is everything, and this is the page that people are going to see first. And so I always want to make it like stand out. I want people to really notice this one. So that's why I take a little bit more time on this one. Then it requires more thought, I guess you could say, for me, because I want it to, like, I really do want it to just kind of stand out and make people be like, oh my goodness. So that's kind of my thought process behind this one. And we're almost done with this front page here, and so I'm just doing a belly band this way. And what did I do? There's the tape. I think the tape should hold this pretty good too, because you know we're not going to be able to put anything really bulky or heavy in the belly band, because this little pocket is going to be bulky enough on its own. So we don't really want to add any more bulk to this. So now I'm just taking the backing off. And then we're going to go right here. And there we go. All right, so now we have a belly band there. Open this. We need to do something. Do we want to put something here? Let's go right here. Let's see, I have a piece right here. No, that's off of a different one, but it'll work. It'll be about the right size for here if I do it as like a corner tuck. So I'm just going to get some of this off, just like that. And I think I'm going to glue this one just for the sake of time. Maybe. And again, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to need a lot of space in it because I'm not going to be able to put anything really bulky in it anyway. And so I need to keep it just away from the edge where it folds. Okay, so there's that. We have this here, we have this one here. We need something to go right here. And again, we don't have to have anything, but I just like having something there. So let's do another belly band, just because it's kind of easy, and the fact that we don't really want something real bulky there. And I'm just doing the 1/4 inch. That wasn't much of a... Man, I don't know what I'm doing on those. Those look kind of rough. Okay, so we're going to put this down. And I'm just using glue because it's quicker for me. Okay, and I'm not going to put anything there because we'll have a like a pocket or some kind of journal card or something in there. So now I just want to make sure that there's no glue going to get on anything. We can also put stuff on the back, but we're not going to because we'll bulk it up way too much. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this down so that you guys can see, and then I will stop this video, and in tomorrow's video we will finish working on it. So I just want to do the tape on 3 sides. That's all I want, because I want to leave the one side open as a pocket. Okay. And I'm staying just a little off of the edge because I am going to put a little bit of glue down with it. So I'm just going to take this here, pull the backing off of my tape. Okay, and then I'm going to put just a little bit of glue. I don't need much glue. I just want it, it's my little security blanket. It's probably overkill, but that's okay. I've been known to be a little extra. Okay, then I'm going to get my book. This is the front. I'm going to take this and I'm going to place it where I want it to be placed. And I'm not going to go all the way to the edge or to the spine. And then I'm going to push that down. All right. So we're going to call this video done for the day. When we come back, we should be able to finish the rest of the journal because this page truly takes the most time. But you can see how much fun this page is. I love doing these. And you can do it all throughout the book, but I try to keep it a little bit more simple. But anyway, thanks so much, guys, for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys.